Hello, Western Civ. Welcome to week 2. And so I just want to see I need to clarify a few things for us here. And just want to mention that the majority of the time due dates for video notes and the discussions will be Thursday by midnight. And then normally you have a Sunday paper due by midnight. So that's the normal routine. Always keep an eye out. It'll be written on the assignment itself. And so, yeah, I just want to make that extra clear. I also want to point out that I have recommended, it's not required, that you look at your, each week when I open up the modules on Sunday, look at the paper topic that you have to write about on Sunday. And then when you're watching the videos and taking notes on all the videos that I have posted for each week in the module, write down the information pertinent to a Sunday's paper and then utilize that to write the paper. Many of you are writing me really great papers, but there's several things I just need to remind you. One, every history paper must have dates revealing the time periods. It's not a history paper if we don't know what time period we're talking about. So I don't make you memorize dates in this class, but when you write papers, we need to know what time periods we're talking about. I'm going to let a lot of things slide this first week or two, and then I'm going to really crack down on grades if you don't put dates. Okay, so you need to do that. And these are not research papers. The reason why I have you guys do these papers is mainly because we are in an online setting and we cover a lot of different information, and these give you a chance to kind of maybe think about one or two main points thoroughly. And it's basically reiterating for your memory certain points that we went over. It's kind of a recap, right? So I don't want to see outside sources. Many of you don't have the textbook yet, and I understand the context to that, so I told you that's okay. Basically, though, when I read your Sunday paper, all it should be dealing with is information that I would have from the textbook, the lectures, or the documentary video clips that I have. Okay, and that's all that should be used. This week, I'm taking it easy on you guys. You're getting familiar with me. You're trying to figure out what to do. Many don't have a textbook yet. I get it. But this is what we need to be on the same page on, okay? So, hope that's clear. I've made several announcements, and it's clear that many of you have not watched or read some of them. So, if this is your first time seeing any of my announcements, I want you to go back and look through them. And so you can just kind of get up to speed and see, what I've been addressing to you guys, because these are important. Sometimes I make corrections or clarifications on things. I want you to be watching my videos. I'll try to make them as short as possible. I know it's not always exciting to do, but I do it for you guys all of you girls and guys, right? Folks. Anyhow, what else did I want to address? So I just wanted to say that in terms of and then so for the notes, again, I want to remind you, just 2 points made for every video. Sometimes I'll have you write more notes when it's a longer video. So what I'm really asking for, just so you get a feel right, is about 2 points made per about 10-15 minute clips. And then if I give you a 25-minute to 30-minute clip, most likely I'll ask for 4 notes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, in terms of the subject matter for this week, this is a very controversial topic for a lot of my students, and I get it. I'm dealing with ancient Israel, and if you've had my 106 class, then you know we're starting off the 104, very similar to 106, but not exactly. I focus more on religion as a topic in my World Civ 106. I'm trying to talk about the development of Western civilization here in 104 with the focus on that. And we bring up ancient Israel because ancient Israel is a part of the various legacies that are going to be a part of this patchwork structure of what we would identify as Western civilization. But archaeologists and historians that are secular, meaning that are not a part of the religious world, approach the history of the ancient Israelites in the same way that they approach other people. So let's just take the story of Troy. As we'll learn that some of these ancient stories that come out of the out of Greece and Rome and various other cultures, they are sometimes skeptical of them. When historians kind of try to deconstruct various histories and see where their official histories line up to actual what we would think of as being real history, it's not so controversial. But when it affects your religion, your faith, or your own national concept of your national identity, it can be a little jarring. So I'm not asking anybody to believe anything that I teach in this class. I always tell that to everyone. I'm trying to show you consensus views of what are believed in my field. And I say that I believe in parts of the videos, but I just need to reiterate that for you all, okay? That the Bible is, in the past, it was really seen as a clear-cut case of true history. Then, now, not so much. And, for religious theologians, just to let you know, and if you go to seminary, and I know many people who've been in seminary, there's various ways to approach this. Now, I'm not here to resolve the theological questions for you. What I'm just saying, though, is that there are many very devout rabbis, Catholic theologians, Greek Orthodox, and Protestant that also have a skepticism of the history, but not of the revelation. In other words, they believe that the work is God-inspired, but the history is a little different. Now, I'm not promoting that as an ideology. I'm merely pointing out that there's different groups of how to handle this information. There's a wide range of ways of doing it for those of you who are more invested in this topic than others. For those of you who are not religious in the Jewish or Christian faith, this might seem like an odd topic, but it might not seem odd to you if we switch into something that affects you, whatever you are into or your background would be, who I'm. Forgive me if I'm not really articulating myself very well today, but I hope you all feel what I'm saying. Okay, so I need to finish that up here. So we're running on 8 minutes. I just want to say so far, I think you guys are doing a great job. Please contact me more with any questions. And it's a very hot, bright day here in Thailand. Remember that I'm also about a 14-hour time difference. So I make myself available as much as possible, but sometimes about the time you're getting up is the time I'm going to bed, and the time that you're going to bed, I'm getting up. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you have any urgency to get a hold of me, just keep that in mind. Okay, have a great week, and like I said, we'll be in touch.